Shannon Johnson, at just 6 years old, played Kesha in Poetic Justice, 1993. Kesha, the light in Lucky's life amidst all his struggles, was the reason he kept moving forward, despite setbacks in work relationships and personal life. Lucky's love for Kesha was unwavering, offering her presence, care, and effort, even though he couldn't give her a perfect life. Though Shannon stepped away from Hollywood after the film, her role, though small, was powerful, and remains a symbol of innocence and hope, reminding us that love is always worth holding on to, no matter how chaotic the world around us may be. Now 38. Shannon may no longer be in the entertainment industry, but for fans of Poetic Justice, she will always be Kesha. Tupac Shakur, at 21 years old, played the lead role in Poetic Justice, and he wasn't just the film's main character. He was its heart. He wasn't a flashy, larger-than-life figure, but rather a young father trying to make a living as a postal worker while dealing with the chaos at home. He loved his young daughter more than anything except for her mother, his wife who struggled with addiction, a reality that tore him apart. It wasn't just anger, but deep frustration and helplessness. He wanted a better life for his daughter, but how could he protect her from a mother who couldn't protect herself? He and Justice had their conflicts. She thought he was too talkative, while he believed she was too closed off. But as the journey continued, they let their guards down, and he revealed the person behind his tough exterior. He was funny, protective, and full of affection. That protective side came to the forefront when Chicago took action against Lisa. Thankfully, he didn't let it slide and stepped in without hesitation. But as soon as they returned home, reality hit him like a truck. His cousin had been killed instantly, and the shattered pieces he found along the way tore him apart. Tupac brought a soul to Lucky, making the character feel like a friend you've known forever since watching the film. Even decades later, Lucky remains one of Tupac's most beloved roles. Though Tupac tragically passed away in 1996, his legacy lives on not only through his music, but also through performances like this where he brought truth, pain, and heart to the screen. Justice, portrayed by Janet Jackson at the age of 26 in Poetic Justice, is the epitome of a woman silently enduring the pain life has cruelly dealt her. She lost her boyfriend to gun violence right before her eyes, and since then, love became a risk she no longer wished to take. Instead of opening her heart, she kept her emotions hidden, letting poetry speak for the things she could not express in words. Justice's poems were more than just lines in a notebook. They were her survival, a way for her to release her pain dreams and everything she couldn't say aloud. On this journey, fortunately, Tupac, with his persistence and charm, changed Justice. At first, she wanted nothing to do with him, her attitude too proud and dismissive. However, as the trip went on, something shifted. He wasn't just talking to hear himself. He genuinely listened. He had a daughter and a love for the future he was striving toward. Gradually, Justice allowed herself to feel again. Janet Jackson was no stranger to acting when she took on this role. She had already won the hearts of audiences as Penny in Good Times, and later showcased her acting skills in Nutty Professor and Why Did I Get Married? But Poetic Justice marked a turning point where she wasn't just a singer entering the world of film. She became Justice, a powerful, quiet, and deeply resilient character. Now 58, Janet remains an icon, but for those who love Poetic Justice, she will always be the woman behind the braids, the poetry, and the silent strength of justice. Aisha, portrayed by Regina King at 22 in Poetic Justice, is the type of friend who always stays true to herself. Sometimes too blunt, loud, humorous, and always ready with a drink in hand. She is the soul of the road trip, even when stirring up drama. Aisha isn't the type to hold back her words. She loves to entertain, especially with her boyfriend Chicago, though their relationship is a chaotic one filled with constant arguments. They toss shade like it's a sport, and when things finally erupt, Aisha doesn't just walk away. She lets him have it. She's not about to let any man disrespect her, but with all her wild energy, Aisha isn't just the funny one. She's the friend who can make you laugh even when you don't want to, turning dull moments into a celebration. She didn't try to be perfect. She just aimed to have a good time and live life on her own terms. At that time, Regina King was already known for her role as Brenda in 227, but Poetic Justice revealed a different side of her. This time, she wasn't the responsible one. She was unpredictable, messy, and unforgettable. Now at 54, Regina has become one of Hollywood's most respected actresses and directors, with an Oscar and multiple Emmy Awards to her name. For those who grew up with Poetic Justice, she will always be Aisha, the loud, authentic friend who always has something to say. Chicago, played by Joe Torre at 27 in Poetic Justice 1993, is the type of guy who always thinks he's the best man in the room, but in reality, he just annoys everyone. He's loud, arrogant, and always talking too much, constantly claiming to be the man. But what he truly cares about is combing his hair. Obsessed with his appearance when he's not putting others down, he's checking his hair to make sure not a single strand is out of place. While he loves being the clown for everyone, his favorite target is his girlfriend, Lisa. Their relationship was built on jokes, but there was always underlying tension. When she pushed back against his fragile ego, he couldn't handle it. And when things got heated, Chicago revealed his true nature. Not the smooth player he pretended to be, but a man who didn't know how to handle criticism. This moment changed everything. Up until then, he was just an annoying character, but when he laid a hand on Lisa, he crossed a line. Fortunately, he didn't let that happen. Joe Torre played the role of Chicago brilliantly because people like him truly exist, those who act tough but crumble as soon as they feel small. Now 59, Torre has had a long career in comedy and acting, starring in films like Back in Business 1997 and Spring 1997, as well as TV shows like Girlfriends. But for fans of Poetic Justice, he will always be Chicago, the guy who talks too much, combs his hair too much, and thinks he's untouchable until he's not. Shannon Johnson, at just 6 years old, played Kesha in Poetic Justice 1993. Kesha, the light in Lucky's life amidst all his struggles, was the reason he kept moving forward, despite setbacks in work relationships and personal life. Lucky's love for Kesha was unwavering, offering her presence, care, and effort, even though he couldn't give her a perfect life. Though Shannon stepped away from Hollywood after the film, her role, though small, was powerful, and remains a symbol of innocence and hope, reminding us that love is always worth holding on to, no matter how chaotic the world around us may be. Now 38, Shannon may no longer be in the entertainment industry, but for fans of Poetic Justice, she will always be Kesha. J-Bone, played by Tone Loc, is the type of guy who never takes things too seriously, at least on the surface. He's Lucky's friend, but their circumstances take a twist. They share a child's mother, a woman completely addicted to crack. Definitely not the most ideal arrangement. But J-Bone doesn't let the drama weigh him down. He has a son to take care of, and that's his priority. If there's one thing J-Bone loves, it's teasing Lucky. He has a way of getting under Lucky's skin, especially when he jokes about Lucky's daughter calling him dad. He doesn't mean to start a fight, he just enjoys messing with his friend. Even with all the madness around them, J-Bone still finds a way to laugh. And when he's not joking around, he's probably watching cartoons. his escape the way he tunes out the chaos surrounding him. Beneath all the humor, he's just trying to find moments of peace. Locke brought effortless brilliance to J-Bone, much like the way he did with his music. By the time Poetic Justice was released in 1993, Tone Locke was already famous for hits like Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina. Acting came naturally to him. Whether playing a con artist troublemaker or just a laid-back guy, he made everything seem effortless. Now, at 58, Locke has stepped away from the spotlight, but J-Bone remains unforgettable. He wasn't just a supporting character. He was the kind of guy the one who cracked jokes and reminded you to smile even in the toughest times. If you enjoyed this story and want to keep learning more, don't forget to share this video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on more exciting content. Let's continue right now. Annie, portrayed by Jennifer Lewis at 36 in Poetic Justice 1993, is the type of mother every struggling son would wish for: strong yet loving, no nonsense, but always there when needed. She knows her son is doing his best to manage work while raising his daughter in difficult circumstances. And when things at home get chaotic due to his wife's addiction making the home unsafe, Annie doesn't hesitate to take in Lucky and his daughter, offering them a safe space to breathe. She's not the type to coddle Lucky, even though she tells him that life doesn't hand you anything, you have to work for it. However, she supports him in a way that many young black men in films don't always get. She gave him a place to land when things got tough, proving that even in the darkest times, family is everything. Jennifer Lewis brought Annie to life with the perfect balance of love and warmth. While her role wasn't large, it was incredibly important. She made Annie a truly relatable character, the kind of mother who doesn't have all the answers, but does everything she can to keep her family together. Now, 68 Jennifer Lewis has built an incredible career, known for her powerful roles in recent shows like Bel Air Blackish and countless films. However, in Poetic Justice, she will always be remembered as Annie, the mother who showed up just when it mattered most. Markel, played by Q-Tip, real name Kamal Ibn John Fed at 23 in Poetic Justice 1993, doesn't have much screen time, but his presence shapes the entire film. Markel is Justice's boyfriend, a good guy with a laid-back style, enjoying a day out at the drive-in theater with his girlfriend. But in a moment, everything changes. That moment is brutal. 1 second he's joking around, and the next he's shot in the head right in front of Justice. The death of Markel is not only tragic but also harsh, leaving a deep impact on Justice. She withdraws, hiding her pain behind poetry and solitude. Though his time on screen is brief, Markel leaves an undeniable mark. He's charming, playful, and affectionate with Justice, and you can feel that she truly loves him. When he's taken from her, her pain is even more profound. Q-Tip, best known as the lead vocalist of A Tribe Called Quest, also had memorable moments in his acting career with roles in films like Prison Song and Brown Sugar. For many fans, Poetic Justice remains his short but impactful performance, a reminder that life can change in an instant and that grief can shape those left behind in powerful ways. Lloyd Avery the Coot had a presence that left a lasting impression. Not only did he play a tough guy, but he was also the gunman who took Markel's life at the drive-in theater, a moment that instantly changed everything for Justice. If that scene felt eerily real, it's because just 2 years prior, he was the one who pulled the trigger on Ricky and Boys in the Hood, one of the most brutal moments in film history. John Singleton saw something in Avery, a quiet intensity that made you believe he was dangerous without needing to say much. You just felt it. However, off-screen, Avery's life was much more complicated. Hollywood is a tough industry to navigate, and despite his talent, Avery struggled to find roles beyond those of villains. He became notorious, and his life took a darker turn. In 2001, he was convicted of double murder, and 4 years later in 2005, he was found dead in his prison cell at the age of 36. It was a tragic, painful end, one that mirrored too closely the roles he once portrayed. Avery was more than just the villains he portrayed. He was a man with potential, and a story that could have gone in a different direction. For those who remember him, Avery wasn't just a character in a film, but a real person with talent and struggles in his life, reminding us how quickly everything can slip away. Aunt June, played by the legendary Maya Angelou, is the embodiment of the wise and straightforward older figure you often find at family gatherings. When Lucky and his friends are throwing a barbecue in Poetic Justice, she's always there observing everything, reading the room like an older woman with experience. She doesn't hesitate to speak her mind when she sees Lisa and Chicago bluntly asking if they're married. She doesn't judge, but maintains the kind of honesty that older people often have when they've lived long enough to know what's coming. Maya Angelou brings a special presence to the role of Aunt June, even in just a few short scenes. She's not merely playing a character. She is the aunt who has lived life and isn't afraid to share some of her wisdom. Her impact on the film wasn't just limited to her acting. She also wrote poems just to read them, conveying the heart and soul of the movie. By the time Poetic Justice was released in 1993, Angelou was already a legend. She had spent her entire life using words to inspire and uplift, leaving an impact far beyond the screen. She was 65 when she played Aunt June and continued to change lives until her passing in 2014 at the age of 86. Although her role in Poetic Justice wasn't large, Maya Angelou left a lasting imprint because of who she was: a storyteller, a truth teller, and a voice that will never fade. Jessie, played by Tyra Farrell, is the kind of boss everyone wishes they could have. She owns the beauty salon where justice works. But more than that, she's a true mentor, always showing care for justice. Jessie recognizes the pain Justice is going through after Markel's death, and in her own way tries to guide her through that grief. She doesn't impose, but encourages Justice not to be too hard on herself and to let go of some of the weight. Most importantly, she urges Justice to trust her heart again. In a film filled with sorrow and the healing process, Jessie is the steady presence of someone who has lived life and understands that pain doesn't have to define you forever. Tyra Farrell, at 31 years old when she portrayed Jessie, brought both strength and warmth to the character, much like she did in The Boys in the Hood when she played Ricky's mother. Whether playing a grieving mother or a supportive boss who always stands by her employees, Tyra makes her roles feel personal, making you feel like you've known her for years. Tyra's career is full of standout performances, including roles in White Men Can't Jump and Equinox, showcasing her versatility across different genres. She made a second major career impact with her role in the hit series Empire. Now, 63 years old, Tyra Farrell has built a legacy of powerful performances, and her role as Jessie in Poetic Justice is no exception. Although Jessie's screen time isn't long, her impact is deeply felt. She's not just Justice's boss, but a reminder that healing takes time. And with the right people around you, it is entirely possible. Dexter, played by Keith Washington, is one of the most reliable figures at Jessie's beauty salon. He's not just good at his job, but truly talented, a man who knows his way around hair and has claimed his space in a shop full of strong personalities with skill and confidence. Moreover, he's a part of Justice's small community, always keeping things light, even when life gets heavy. Dexter cares about his work but also has a pleasant charm that makes everyone feel at ease when they sit in his chair. Whether he's teasing Justice or chatting with Leisha, he brings warmth to the shop, making it feel like a home, not just a salon. Keith Washington, 33 years old when he played Dexter, was already famous for his smooth R&B vocals, but this role showed another side of him. By the time Poetic Justice was released in 1993, he was a popular romantic ballad artist known for his love songs and heartfelt kisses. Although acting wasn't his primary career in this film, he fit the role perfectly. Now 64, Keith continues to write music and inspire fans with his voice. However, for those who love Poetic Justice, he will always be remembered as Dexter, the talented stylist with a laid-back style and presence that proves sometimes the best support comes from those who simply show up, do their work, and stand by you when you need them. Haywood, portrayed by Roger Guenveur Smith, is another familiar face at Jesse's beauty salon. He's not just an employee, but someone Jesse can truly confide in, sharing everything from shop gossip to her personal struggles. Haywood is always there to listen, offer advice, or simply be present when she needs it. In a place full of strong personalities, he keeps things balanced with his calm demeanor and easygoing nature. His relationship with Jesse is like that of two long-time colleagues who've built a friendship, not just cutting hair, but respecting each other and trusting one another. Together, they keep things running smoothly, even when the gossip and chaos in the salon get out of hand. Roger Guenveur Smith, 38 years old when he played Haywood, had already built an impressive career and was known for bringing depth to any character. He was no stranger to roles that felt raw and authentic, with films like Do the Right Thing and Deep Cover proving that he was one of the actors capable of embodying any role and making it come alive. Now 69, Roger remains a force in the industry, known for his powerful stage performances and captivating storytelling. However, for Poetic Justice fans, he will always be Haywood, the reliable and genuine friend who reminded us of the importance of friendship and being heard during the toughest moments. Haywood Shante, portrayed by Maya Campbell at just 17 years old, is Lucky's cousin who always has something to say and isn't afraid to tease him. They share a dynamic relationship, much like a real family, filled with playful jabs and honest disagreements. Shante never backs down from Lucky, bringing the fire and confidence to hold her ground in any conversation. At that time, Maya Campbell's career was full of promise, with her natural charm and on-screen presence making her stand out. Just a few years after Poetic Justice, she became a household name with her role as Tiffany Warren alongside LL Cool J. She was young, talented, and on the rise, but life took a tragic turn. Maya disappeared from the spotlight as her struggle with addiction derailed her bright future. Many have seen her in the years that followed as she made headlines for all the wrong reasons, far from the actress who once lit up the screen with potential. Now at 48, she has faced many challenges, but there is still hope that she will find her way back, because beneath the struggles remains a talented young woman who once made us laugh, a fire that once stood alongside legends. If there's one thing about life, it's that it's never too late for a second chance. If you love the story of Poetic Justice and want to learn more, don't forget to share this video, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on more exciting videos. Leave a comment and share your favorite Poetic Justice moment with us. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.